I get so many questions on what drills I can do to help my 10U player, to help my younger athlete be able to not be scared of a fly ball. And so today I'm bringing you a few fundamental drills that you can do as a beginner or a younger athlete to learn how to catch a fly ball and be more comfortable doing it. My name is AnaMarie. I am a current professional softball player and I played Division I softball at the University of South Florida for 5 years. Okay, enough of the background, let's get into these drills. Okay, drill number one, we're gonna start with the tennis ball and we are going to toss the ball to ourselves. So what this is gonna teach is that hand-eye coordination. They're gonna get comfortable with catching that ball in front of their head, not out to the side, not like this. Another thing that you want to make sure we're doing is catching the ball with our fingertips. This is going to help us understand how to catch the ball in the pocket of our gloves instead of catching it on the palm. So I don't wanna see this. Don't wanna see us catching it like a swat. We want to see fingertips and almost like we're letting the ball fall into us, because this is going to help us have soft hands. We're gonna be very smooth when we catch the ball, and we're going to have a higher percentage of being more consistent when we are catching fly balls. I'm gonna toss it to myself, catch. I'm trying to catch it with this foot forward because when I get into the game, I wanna be ready for when I'm coming through a ball and going to transfer. Catch, left foot forward. And it's whatever your glove side is. So if you're a lefty, then you're going to do this with your right hand because your glove is on your right side and you're going to catch it with your right foot forward. Notice how I'm not throwing the ball directly over top of me. I'm trying to throw it a little more out front so I can step into it. We're trying to teach the athlete early on, as early as we can, that we want them to get behind the ball. We never want to be caught flat-footed, especially in the outfield. Forward. So you want them to do this until they're really getting comfortable catching that ball right in front of that eye. You want their glove to be to the side of their face. You don't want it directly in front of it. Where a lot of younger athletes get scared is they put their glove directly in front and then they can't see the ball. Teach them that we want to have their glove on the side of their body, so on the side of their face where their throwing arm is. Because when they catch it, they can transfer quickly, but they can also see the ball. If my glove is if my hand is directly here, I'm not seeing the ball as well if I have my glove directly in front of my head than if I have my glove kind of off to my throwing arm eye. Catch it. See where I'm catching it? Slightly on the right side of my face, because when I throw the ball, I'm a right-handed thrower, it's an easy transfer. So have your athlete do this until they feel comfortable. I would have them do about 20 to 30 reps just themselves, getting really comfortable here. And then when they do that, have them work on their transfer. Boom, transfer. Really love to do this with the tennis ball, especially with my younger athletes. It takes all that pressure away that they're feeling. And it's getting them comfortable in their body movements. That way, when we put them with a glove and a moving softball that's not being thrown by themselves, they're a lot more comfortable. They know how the body should be moving. Okay, once they feel comfortable with the tennis balls, now we are going to do the same drills with the softball. Now they're getting a feel for the bigger ball. They're able to adjust their hand and eye coordination to it. I want them to understand how to properly feel catching a softball in the fingertips. That way, when they grab their glove, they're still trying to feel that in the fingertips of the glove, not in the palm of the glove. Self-toss first. Start to add in that transition. Also, another quick tip, when you are adding in that transition of moving through the ball to throw it, when they catch it, they're going to transfer above their chest. That's kind of an easy way to say it. Transfer high. So on that pop fly, we transfer high above our chest. And again, in a game, we will get like a little bit lower, but kind of have them emphasize keeping it high above their chest, because then it's going to help them understand not to make a big movement down. Okay, once they feel comfortable with the tennis balls, now we are going to do the same drills with the softball. Now they're getting a feel for the bigger ball. They're able to adjust their hand and eye coordination to it. I want them to understand how to properly feel catching a softball in the fingertips. That way, when they grab their glove, they're still trying to feel that in the fingertips of the glove, not in the palm of the glove. Self-toss first. Start to add in that transition. Also, another quick tip, when you are adding in that transition of moving through the ball to throw it, when they catch it, they're going to transfer above their chest. That's kind of an easy way to say it. Transfer high. So on that pop fly, we transfer high above our chest. And again, in a game, we will get like a little bit lower, but kind of have them emphasize keeping it high above their chest, because then it's going to help them understand not to make a big movement down. Okay, and then once they get comfortable tossing it to themselves, now we're gonna go to partner toss with the softball. I have Miss Grace right here. So now we're gonna toss it together. So I'm gonna toss her and she's gonna toss it to me. That way we're both working on our timing as well as being soft with our fingers. Really encourage the player, and if you're watching this for yourself, encourage yourself to be fluid through these motions. So try not to get so robotic and stuck in that position. Allow you to be an athlete. This game is not black and white. We want to be able to adjust wherever we can. So even if you're trying to be fluid and you catch the ball on this foot, that's fine. Take that extra step and be fluid through it. So when we are catching that, we're getting behind it, coming through. Again, especially with these younger athletes, they're going to start, they'll look awkward, but eventually as they do this more and more and they get more comfortable in their bodies, they are going to make those adjustments and start to do it the correct way. So you hear me talk about progressions a lot. I love progressions. Now we are going to pick up our gloves. I want you guys to remember when I was talking about catching the ball in the fingertips here, not in our palms. See, because that can happen. This is the fingertips of your glove, okay? So when we catch the ball, we catch it in the pocket. We don't want to catch it right here in the palm. So when we're catching it in the pocket, I'm almost feeling like I'm squeezing my fingertips, which is that feel that we did when we were catching the ball barehanded. I wanted to feel that ball being soft in my fingertips. Same thing goes for when we have our glove on. So I feel that the glove is an extension of my fingertips. So even when I'm catching that ball, I'm really trying to feel that catch at the top of my fingertips, which is gonna help me get a better pocket when I'm catching a fly ball. So you guessed it, we are going to do self-toss with the softball and our glove, catching it out front, making sure that our glove isn't directly in front of our face. Keep it to the side of that eye. I like to catch it kind of slightly to my throwing side. I'm not moving my head, I'm just putting my glove on the right side of my face. So here to the right just a little bit. That way when I catch it, on the right side of my body, but you didn't see me go here. That way when I transfer, it's a lot easier. So if you can try to teach that and reiterate that into the young athlete's head as early as possible, it's going to really help them learn a lot quicker and get more comfortable catching these fly balls quicker, which is the goal. There, start working through it, making sure that we're transferring high. Bring your hand up to the glove. Don't bring the glove down to the hand. Really important there. I don't want to see this. We want to make sure that we're bringing that hand up to the glove. Okay, now we're going to move into our partner toss with our gloves and a softball. So now we are going to be moving into the next progression of these beginner drills for understanding how to catch a fly ball. So I'm sure you've heard of drop steps, one of my favorite drills of all time for the outfield, and it is a quarterback drill. Now that we kind of gotten the athlete accustomed to catching a ball directly at them, working on the transfer, feeling the ball in the fingertips, in the pocket, now we are going to do it with them on the move, because chances are not every ball is going to be hit directly at you as an outfielder. So we're gonna start with one cone down here. This is gonna be their starting point. This is where they get into their ready positions. 1, 2, neutral. 1, 2, neutral is a very easy way to put it, especially for these kids to understand. And the reason you want them to be neutral is because we don't take first step back as an outfielder. We want to be able to react to wherever the ball is off that bat. So the best way to do that and to give us the best chance to get any ball in the outfield is to have a neutral step and then we go. So to keep this very beginner friendly, we are only going to be working 2 different types of quarterback throws. So the 2 that we're going to be working is we're going to be drop stepping to the right and drop stepping to the left. What I want them to understand from this drill is the movement of our feet and being able to move our feet and catch a ball. So we're going to start with a tennis ball. The reason I want you to set it up like this is because a lot of times when we have those athletes first starting out and they do a drop step, they go out instead of back. We want to take the best step back as opposed to step sideways. So when we step sideways, then we have to reroute ourselves and get into a better position. So when we're doing our drop step, I really want them to work on opening that hip back and then adjusting from there. Good? If you can catch a softball with your bare hand, you can absolutely catch a softball with your glove. So that's the main idea here of using the progression from going no glove to glove. That's all for today's video. If you did enjoy it and you learned something, please let me know by hitting the like button. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate all your support and I will see you all in the next video.